Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here, the doctor is in, and welcome back to our NASCAR Heat 5 full season playthrough of the Xfinity Series. Today, it's off to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Alsco 300. This is race number 6 of 31. The last few races have been quite an up and down experience for us. In the last race at Darlington, we won in that cool Poncho Carter throwback. Before that, we were at Phoenix, where we finished second, and then of course we won at Auto Club Speedway. So this is going to be a fun race because Charlotte is actually a lot of fun, and also it's going to be a day race as well, so it's not going to be nighttime. Let's take a look at the season standings currently. Here are the playoff standings as they stand right now. We're still at the top of the heap with 3 wins, but as you can see, Riley Herbst and Harrison Burton are the only others locked in currently. And here's a look at the rest of the drivers that are currently trying to get in. Alex LeBay is up there, along with Justin Haley and Anthony Alfredo. The ones that really need a good finish for this race, you can see Ray Black Jr. is only 10 points out, Justin Allgaier's back down there, Jeremy Clements is up there, and Tommy Joe Martins as well, along with Daniel Hemrick. But you can also see, too, who else needs to get in as well. In the regular season standings, we still have a 65-point lead ahead of Brennan Jones, and then it's a long ways before you get to Michael Annett. But right now, the regular season standings are quite amazing. They're almost about the same. They're almost the same as the playoff standings. But obviously, you can see that right now Brennan Jones is a little bit higher than Riley Herbst. Now, Charlotte, this track I'm a little concerned about too, because I did some testing here, and the car was not bad, but we'll have to see how this plays out. So let me go get the car qualified, and then we'll begin our 100-lap race. So this is going to be kind of like 1/4 of the Coca-Cola 600, but yeah, let me go find out our starting position, and then we'll cut back in. Well, this might be our worst qualifying effort of the season so far. We qualified back in the 29th position. The car is definitely not a short-run car. It's definitely going to be a long-haul car. That's because the car that we're using here is the race car version of my Craftsman Truck Series truck that we used in our full season playthrough of the Truck Series last year, called Freakazoid. And I decided to bring Freakazoid out for this place because I want to test it here and see what it can do. If we don't get the win, or if we don't get a top 5, then Freakazoid might not be used for this series again. I did think about putting the either the Vegas setup or our Fontana setup underneath this, which was Freakazoid, a variation of Freakazoid, but we'll have to see how this race goes. It's 100 laps, so we got a long way to go. Not too worried about stage points, but let's go ahead and get this race started. Harrison Burton is on the front row, I see, along with Noah Gragson. Joe Nemechek failed tech inspection, and then Austin Hill failed the scanning station, and then Chase Briscoe had to change an engine, so they're going to be all the way at the back. Keep an eye on Chase Briscoe. I think he's going to go blasting through the field as just like us. Here we go, everyone. The pace car is back to pit road, and it's green flag here at Charlotte.
You got room. You're clear. Got a car high now.
It's a 22-lap stage, and we're going to start making some moves here, trying to get ourselves towards the front as much as we can. Got to get underneath Cesar Baccarella, put us up into the 26th position. We actually got a pretty good start right there. But also, we are a faster car amongst these slower cars. We got Joe Graff Jr. here in the 08 and Vinnie Miller on the high side. Ooh, we don't want to touch that blue line. Now, it's not out of bounds here, but during some testing, I did find that my car just did not like staying on the bottom too much. Or at least down there. get underneath Landon Castle. I almost said Morgan Shepherd.
You're clear.
That was Morgan Shepherd's car, but definitely not Morgan Shepherd. We're about to crack the top 20 here, too, so... We just gotta be careful here with Matt Mills. There we go. Put us up into 21st.
Still there. All right, clear outside.
Now, what's interesting, too, is that we're going to be coming back to this track later in the season, but we're not going to be driving the Roval, it looks like. We're going to be driving the oval part of this place. In fact, you can actually see when we come back around the start-finish line, you'll see the Roval section as Chase Briscoe gives us a huge push to push us by Josh Balicki, put us up into the top 20 now. I told you to keep an eye on Chase Briscoe. Now that he's got a new engine and everything, I mean, he's right there behind us. It's kind of the same thing that we experienced with Daniel Hemrick a couple of races ago. Wow.
Got a car low now.
He just... Wow. Okay. He gave me a huge shove, and so that pushed us up the racetrack. So there goes Chase Briscoe. And he's going to start picking off some more cars. Again, like I said, this is not a short-run car, so it's going to take a couple laps for us to really get up to full song. As Harrison Burton continues to lead. This track is also a multi-groove racetrack, and this place used to be painted with yellow walls back during the Sprint days and Nextel days. Even a couple of years after Sprint and Nextel merged and then left the series, they kept the walls at this track yellow. But in this game, they have them in white. Coming around here to the start-finish line, we'll have about 17 laps to go. Charlotte and Atlanta, at least in this game, are very similar, except that Atlanta's surface in this game is completely worn out. We don't have the Super Speedway version of that. In fact, I'm actually waiting for somebody to make a mod of that so we can actually give it a go. So we're slowly catching Justin Haley here, which is good news.
That was a great lap.
And as you can see, our lap times are slowly starting to get faster. Just gotta be a little careful here with the tires, and we seem to be running the middle groove a little bit better, which is great news. See if we can do anything here to Justin Haley as we go to the high side. Can't quite get it done. But boy, there is a gap now. There's a bunch of gaps forming right now. See if we can try the high side again. Not doing it. See if we can get him down here at the backstretch. Draft up behind him, get as close as we can to the bumper. Then come down here. He's going to give us the bottom. There we go. So put us up into the top 20 for the first time in this race. $14 to go in this stage. You know, Charlotte Motor Speedway used to have 3 races. What they used to do was that they used to come here for the All-Star race, which used to be called the Winston, where it was a non-points paying race, and it kind of began the whole idea of doing stage races. And then they would run the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend, and then in October they'd run the Bank of America 400. But then they decided to change their second race into a Roval, and the Roval race was a lot of fun. I don't know why it gets so much hate, but the Roval race is a lot of fun. Maybe we might, who knows, maybe down the road we might run the Cup race here at Charlotte on the Roval. Who knows? But right now that we have Justin Haley behind us, the car is slowly starting to come to me, but it's also a little nose tight right now. So we may have to fix that on the first pit stop, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least 2 pit stops in this race, because depending on where we actually start to pit, there's no way that we can make it on one fuel stop. At least not in this game anyway. boy, you can see right now we're almost a half a lap behind, because if Harrison Burton is touching the start-finish line right now, we're just getting into turn 3 and 4. But you can see that Ray Black Jr. is becoming bigger in our front windshield right now. So we now have 11 laps to go in this stage. Now, if you think this race is long, the next race that we go to is going to be Bristol. It's going to be 150 laps long. And that one is, that one technically is not, you know, that much longer, because the lap times click off pretty quick. Slowly closing the gap here on Ray Black Jr. Jesse Little up there as well. Some of these drivers you may remember from our Truck Series playthrough, especially Jesse Little, who had that surprise win back at Las Vegas. Now, did you see how much we closed up on Ray Black Jr. there? We were not quite there yet, but I don't know if I can get him down here in this corner. Maybe? Oh, there he goes. Alright, so now we move up into the 19th position. And you know, too, there's bound to be a few weird races that we may have in this series. So, right now, we have a decent lead in the point standings, and plus, we're already in the playoffs. But I do want to kind of hope to get that regular season championship at the end, just for the playoffs. See, we have a little lag spike there. Now we're starting to close the gap on a lot of these cars, and I can tell that my car is getting a little bit on the tight side. It's a little bit nose happy. So you look at the right-hand side. It looks like we're starting to abuse those right side tires a little bit more. So I think I'm going to have to do this. When we come to the first pit stop, as we get underneath Alex LeBay for 17th, most likely I may need to equalize the air pressures a little bit and maybe take a round of wedge out. Or maybe even half a turn, see what happens. Because I know we'll have a second stop for fuel, so we might as well just experiment with this car and see what we can do. Now, how many laps do we have left? Somebody just dropped down big time. I just saw a name that flashed by my screen. We'll have to see who that was. But somebody, I think, blew a motor or something. We'll have to see who that is after we get to the caution. Now we're going to get around Tommy Joe Martins, and it looks like Ross Chastain. Oh, there's a car that is slow on there. Oh, look out, everybody. Look out, look out. Who is it? Oh, that's Anthony Alfredo. Oh, man. Anthony Alfredo blew a motor. So he's out of the race. So now that puts us up into the 12th position. But man, we were mentioning earlier that Anthony Alfredo was still in the top 10 in points, so that's going to really hurt him. It's going to really hurt him. He's going to get a big old goose egg at this point. But right now, we're almost in stage point range. We just got to get around Jeffrey Earnhardt and Michael Annett coming up here. Coming to the line, we will now have 5 laps to go. And you can see how powerful Harrison Burton is. I mean, look at this. We're like a half a track away from him. But he's also getting caught up in some lap traffic, which is not really going to hurt him very much at all. But I think we might be able to get some stage points here, because we're slowly closing the gap on Jeffrey Earnhardt, which I hope he has a good race, and Michael Annett up there. Annett's kept himself up there in the top 10 in points for a good bit, and we're only on to race 6. Now, we're catching up on Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 0. I don't know who that is in the red car, but he's gonna work as a pick, and I think that's a lap down car that's in front there. Although, no, that's Justin Allgaier. So Allgaier is on the lead lap. He's currently 9th. But now we got the 2 JR Motorsports cars here. We come back around to the line. We got 3 to go. And now we're going to crack the top 10, which means we will get some stage points, hopefully. Oh, too high, too high, too high. Yeah, see, I just can't run the high side with this car. It has to be middle or bottom. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can make a move really quick underneath Michael Annett. Had to feather the gas a little bit to avoid hitting him. Put us up in the top 10. Now we get underneath Justin Allgaier. Can we pick him off? We certainly can with 2 laps of racing to go in stage number 1. I'm also going to be very curious to see if anybody comes to pit road after this first stage. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Now let's see if we can catch Brennan Brown. I'm pretty sure we can. We can't catch Noah Gregson because we're running out of laps. Plus, the leader just took the white flag. And with the way that this game works, once the leader takes the checkered flag in stages 1 or 2, then pretty much, if you're really far behind, then the battle just ends right there. So let's see if we can catch Brennan Brown here. But I think we can catch him, but I don't think we can pass him. Let's see. So here comes Harrison Burton to win stage 1. We got a huge run on Brennan Brown. Switch it down to the bottom. Put us up in the 8th position, which means we should be 8th at the end of this stage, coming out of turn 4, coming to the checkered flag, or green and checkered flag. We will be 8th. Alright, not bad. That was a nice little comeback too, especially from finishing us, or from starting so low. Okay, so from the looks of it, it looks like everybody's going to split this up into one stage. So, let's see. Yeah, nobody's coming in, except for Josh Williams and Colby Howard. They're probably going to pit to get some extra fuel, or some extra tires, so we're not going to pit either. So, let's go ahead and continue forward. But I am a little concerned about the tire wear on the right front, but well, this one's going to be a 19-lap stage, so let's see what happens. So here we go. It's on to stage number 2. And here we go. Green flag. Yeah, this one's a 19-lap stage, so I highly doubt that we're going to need to worry about anything. There is Chase Briscoe, and there's Riley Herbst in front of us, but look at this. Now we're up here in the top 10. Stage 2 is usually when we do really good with this. Up into the 5th position, we're about to get up around Austin Cindric. Look at this. Oh, I got a little tight right there, because I'm way out here on the outside. Let's go right underneath Riley Herbst here, and now we're back here behind Brendan Jones and Harrison Burton. In the real world, these two are no longer teammates, but in this game, they actually are teammates for Joe Gibbs. We'll flick it down here to the inside, and we will take over Brendan Jones. But now, what about Harrison Burton? Ooh, got a little bit squirrely there. Just had to be really careful and not hit that 19 car. 17 laps to go. I feel like we're back at Las Vegas in this one. Ooh, careful. But remember, too, Freakazoid does have the get up and go, which is really good. You can see right now we're just biding our time here, trying to get around Harrison Burton. He's hugging the bottom, and we're keeping the high side. So it's currently Harrison Burton leading. We're second. Brendan Jones third. Fourth is Riley Herbst, and fifth is Chase Briscoe. See if we can't do anything here with Harrison Burton and try to drive away with this thing. Got a great run on here, but just didn't time it. Didn't time it just right. Ooh, don't hit that blue line. We'll give him a nice little push to tell him, hey, we're right here. With 15 to go in stage number 2. We're in the stage 2, right? Yeah, stage 2. It looks like we had a best lap of a 30.96, so I don't know if that's going to hold up or not. Because it's very rare that we get the fastest lap, but, you know, sometimes you don't need the fastest lap to win the race. As now, look at this. We got a 1 second lead, almost a 1.5 second lead on Brendan Jones. Alright, let's see if we can do something here with Harrison Burton. I'm going to try going on the high side again, even though my car just doesn't want to hook up right there. This is going to be close. This is going to be really close. Not quite. But we might have the power coming down the back chute. Here we go into turn 3 and 4. This is where my car sometimes gets a little bit on the tight side. There it goes. Into the wall we go. Yeah, there's no way that we can pass him on the high side. So we're going to have to get up as close as we can to Harrison Burton and try and make a move to the bottom if we want to win Stage 2. Also, look at our right front tire. It's really starting to go away, so we definitely will need to make some adjustments on this car. I'm thinking about taking half a turn out and more than likely possibly adding some air pressure to the right front and seeing if that will help us equalize out the tire wear. Because if you notice right now, the left rear is wearing the least and the right front's wearing the most. In fact, let's keep an eye on those tire temps while we try to make the move around Harrison Burton. Alright, here we go. Now we can make the move. Down to the bottom we go.
Careful, still there.
And now put us in the race lead here at Charlotte. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Still there.
Harrison Burton's got a very powerful car on the outside.
Are they on your outside?
Keep an eye on Harrison Burton up there, and I think we are going to get this position. No, we are not.
Still there.
God, he is putting up a good fight. Now he should relinquish it. There we go. So now put us into the race lead here at Charlotte.
10 to go.
10 laps to go in this stage. Man, Harrison Burton's got a hot rod, and I have a feeling he's going to be the one that we're going to have to be careful with. We're starting to catch some lap traffic a little bit, but I don't think we're going to get them by the end of this stage. So we're leading, Harrison Burton second, Chase Briscoe third, Brandon Jones fourth, and look at Ryan Sieg up there in fifth. Oh, car's getting a little tight. We bounce off the wall a little bit. Ah, that's not good. Yep, that right front is showing some bad action here. So we are definitely starting to lose our drive off. So now Harrison Burton is closing the gap. But right now he's just 0.3 of a second behind us.
Caution.
And there's a caution, and everybody is going to pit before the end of this stage. We will too. We're going to do that. I'm going to take half a turn out. Then I'm going to put the right front up a little bit. We're going to put the left rear up a tad as well, and we'll go ahead and do something with the left front as well. There we go. Tape on the grill. Let's go ahead and add a little more downforce while we're at it. Okay, let's see where we come out. Ooh, we came out as the race leader, so everybody just kind of came out in the same exact spots.
All right,
So here we go.
Going green. Almost ready.
And green flag
He's out.
to decide who's going to win stage 2 with 5 laps to go. Oh, we got a great start here. A really good start. We got an absolutely fantastic start there. But now the big question is, can we keep everybody behind us and win a stage? I see there's another car that has fallen out of the race. We'll have to see who that is. Chase Briscoe now moves up into the 3rd position around Brandon Jones as Brandon Jones starts to fall back, and I can see them getting bigger in my rearview mirror. So we're gonna have to be really careful here. Oh boy, they are closing the door. Here comes Harrison Burton to the high side, and he's gonna make a pass. Because remember, we are not that good on the newer tires, so I think we're gonna have a hard time here keeping everybody behind us. Because here comes Ryan Sieg again. Ooh, I touched that line. Here comes Ryan Sieg to the outside. Chase Briscoe gave us a little shove right there, putting us back to 6. Jeez. That's the problem with these new tires, is that they take forever to get brought in. So I don't know, we might end up not getting stage points if we keep falling back like this. There goes Chase Briscoe to the inside. Here comes Jeffrey Earnhardt, but Earnhardt fought better of it. Oh man, we're back to the 8th position now, and this car is just not getting going, so 2 laps to go. Oh my goodness. Yep, I think we're about to lose our stage points here, because here comes Tommy Joe Martins out of nowhere. Here comes Riley Herbst. Yeah, I can't hold off everybody. The new tires seem to really harm this car. Let's see if we can stay up here and try to make something happen. Can't get it done, so we'll just come back down here to the bottom. I guess we're going to be fighting for the 10th place now. As this is the white flag lap, as Noah Gragson gives me a little bump. Man. Gragson showed a nose there. We're going to stay down here and see if Gragson can give us a nice little push. Here comes his teammate, Justin Allgaier. But yeah, no stage points for us. I almost kind of think we should have stayed out. I think we should have stayed out, stayed on oh god. Well, there we go, 11th. So, Harrison Burton wins stage number 2. Alright, see right there? We actually are in a weird position right now because, as you can see, we only have 48 laps of fuel remaining, and there's 56 laps remaining. Do we really want to go in and give up some track position? Well, if we go in now, it'll take us back to the 31st starting spot. But by the time these guys need to come to pit road, we should be okay. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come in. No, we're not. No, we are not coming in. Because I noticed we're going to be 2 laps shy on fuel. Then we'd have to save like it's no tomorrow. So here we go. The final stage is green. This one's the longer of the 3 stages. We'll have 53 laps to go, which means more than likely we will have to come to pit road to get some fuel. But here we go. We got a much better start right now. A way better start here. But remember, we are still on the newer tires, so we'll see how they begin to wear. Jeffrey Earnhardt having the best race of his life right now, as he currently runs in the 6th position. Behind me is Michael Annette, who's giving me a nice little push, and decides not to push me anymore. Yeah, our tires should start coming in here in about a few more laps. But we're about to reach the halfway point of this race. Lap 50 is halfway, so we still got plenty of time. And yeah, we're gonna be a bunch of laps shy on fuel. So at some point in time, we may have to peel off and just top off on fuel. In fact, because we do better on the worn tires at this point, we could end up doing a fuel-only stop. That or maybe taking 2 left side tires? I don't know. We'll see. Falling back here into the 9th position as Justin Allgaier makes the move around us. Harrison Burton is going on to dominate this race. I mean, look at him. He's way out in front. Oops. Got into Allgaier a little bit. There's Tommy Joe Martins. There's the halfway point of this race. And right now, this car on the new tires, traditionally, Freakazoid is never good on the new tires. It takes a little bit of time for the tires to wear in, and then this car just turns into a rocket ship. So we're almost to the rocket ship point. But right now, the car feels a little better. We took that half a round of wedge out, and it seems to be helping. Oh, there's the caution! We needed this caution. Alright. So, everybody's coming to pit road. We will do it, but we will take 2 tires instead. And you know what? I'm going to loosen this car up a little bit more. The left sides are not as worn, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. So, let's advance it. Look at that. So, everybody else took 4. I took 2. Colby Howard stayed out. So here we go. Green flag is out.
Green flag.
And let's see, 54 laps, and we have 46 laps remaining. Everybody can now make it on fuel.
All right, you're clear.
And as you can see, Colby Howard is going to drop like a dead duck because he did not stop. I mean, short-term gain, long-term loss, but still. We also have 2 fresh right-side tires. I did mention during our setup time that 2 tires might not be the way to go, but in this situation we did, because that gave us some track position. But again, those right sides are going to have to wear themselves in, so we're probably going to start seeing the guys again coming up behind us. But because we took that other half a turn out, right now the car seems to be holding the lines a little better. Here comes Brennan Jones, and here comes Harrison Burton. Let's see if we can't throw some blocks here and see if we can keep them behind us. But, oh, yikes. Yikes. I forgot about that. So there goes Brennan Jones to the race lead. And look who else is coming below us. Jeffrey Earnhardt. Oh my goodness. Could Jeffrey Earnhardt be the spoiler? That would be huge. That would be so huge to see Jeffrey Earnhardt win this. Because believe me, an Earnhardt in victory lane in Charlotte, North Carolina, oh my god. The whole entire universe would just fall apart in happiness. So Brennan Jones leads, Jeffrey Earnhardt is second, we're third, Harrison Burton is just wearing out my rear end in fourth, and Chase Briscoe is fifth. But here comes Chase Briscoe to the high side. He's gonna make some moves, but not gonna get it done because some of these guys are having a hard time holding that middle groove. I'm not sure who that is, but here comes Chase Briscoe. He's gonna pass the 2 of us and take over the 3rd position. Oh! Harrison Burton just wrecked us! Wow. Harrison Burton just wrecked us. I can't believe it. That was terrible. Wow. So the dominant car just wrecked us. We didn't take much damage or anything, we just kind of got spun out, but wow. Alright, Harrison Burton. I don't know why you did that, but I'll tell you that now adds his name, because Justin Haley is also somebody else that we need to get back at, but again, not right now. Not right now.
Still there.
Well, now still got plenty of laps to go, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that.
Still there.
But now Jeffrey Earnhardt starts to fall back a little bit.
Still there.
Coming to the line, we will now have about 38 laps to go. So now we're being pushed to the outside as Ryan Sieg will now try to get underneath us, and he does. Yeah, these right sides are slowly starting to wear more. I think once we get to about 25 laps to go, maybe that's when our car will start to come to us. So right now, let's just hold where we are and let the car come to us. Hopefully that'll be the case. 37 laps to go. You know, it's also interesting too, and they didn't put it in this game, but there was a show on ABC during the time when NASCAR was on ABC and ESPN, somewhere in the mid-2000s, that was called Fast Cars and Superstars, where they actually used this track, ouch, as we hit the wall, here comes Michael Annette, they used this track as the track for the competition, and somewhere up here on this line here, sort of like right there, was actually one of the yellow triangles that the contestants had to hit. They actually kept it up there right up until they decided to paint over it, or I think it was something different. I don't know what happened to it, but it was kind of interesting to actually see that little mark. Well, right now we're back in the 11th position, and Chase Briscoe is coming from the back to the front. He's now leading the darn thing. And look at him. He's in an entirely different zip code, too. Ooh, watch it there. Man, Riley Herbst is just making it so that we can't get around him. But I can definitely feel the car starting to get a little bit faster. We have 34 laps to go now. Also, let me take the time to say this, too. You guys have noticed we're in the Allied Bank colors. There will be a brand new Axalta scheme when we run the Axalta colors again, which is probably going to be Talladega, I think. So, in about 2 more races, we will have a new Axalta scheme that will not be the one we raced at Phoenix. Right now, I can start to see that we are slowly beginning to climb again, but we're stuck up here on the high side where this car just does not like to work. And right now, our tires are definitely wearing in. So this should be go time right now. We go underneath Michael Annette. And now we're going to catch up here to Ryan Sieg, try to make a move towards the bottom. Going back around to the stripe, we now have 32 laps to go. Oh yeah, look at this. We're definitely starting to close the gap here. We still got about 4.5 seconds to deal with to try and catch up to Chase Briscoe, but at this point, I just want to have a good finish. If we get the win, it's a bonus. So right now we have 3 wins to our name, especially with the way that our season has been going. Because we've been having some really good finishes. It's just Pocono I'm a little bit worried about, and Pocono is coming up in about 3 to 4 races, I think. And as you guys remember, when we did the truck series at Pocono, ouch, we did the Pocono race, we finished very poorly. And we kept having to come out of our hole because Stuart Friesen was just so good. But once again there, my car just decided to push up, and it's pushing right now. The nose is starting to push. Despite the fact that we loosened the thing up a bit. See if we can get Ryan Sieg here on the outside. Can't get it done. And you know, when you're stuck back here trying to make some moves, as we will underneath Ryan Sieg, sometimes you got to think big picture. Because here's the thing about it. Sometimes when you're back here and you got a huge deficit to come up with, you may have the fastest car, but you would need a yellow flag. If the yellow flags don't fall in your favor, you could think big picture. Because it's like, hey, it's another top 10, it's another top 5, you had a great points day, you can take that and put that in the bank. No pun intended. But right now, Chase Briscoe hasn't really ran away too much. Like, you can see that as he's about to hit the start-finish line right there, we're coming off of turn 4. So it's up to a 5-second lead now. So we still got 5 seconds to basically catch Chase Briscoe. But let's keep this little pylon up, and let's just see if we're gaining anything on him with these worn tires. Because I don't feel like we're gaining a thing on him. Okay, okay, 2/10. So we're gaining, well, 1/10 now. And it looks like we're equaling out right here, but if you take a look, we are definitely getting faster, which is good news. So now we'll have to see what happens. He's gonna catch lap traffic, but I don't know if we'll have enough time. We'll see. Getting underneath Brendan Brown and Jeffrey Earnhardt. So put us up into the top 5 now. There's Brennan Jones, who was dominant, who was not dominant, but was very quick. 26 laps to go. Maybe we still have some time. We still have some time. Maybe one more pit stop. Maybe one more pit stop, but then that's going to be a problem because I know our tires are getting a little bit worn. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to figure something out, but we'll see. If people start coming to pit road, we might stay out for as long as we can. Because I'm starting to think of something. If we don't get a caution and these guys try to come to pit road because maybe their tires are completely screwed up, then we could stay out. We could stay out and try to gamble. I mean, we're fine on fuel. There's no question about it. It's just the tires I'm a bit concerned about. And we're slowly starting to gain on Chase Briscoe. In fact, we closed the deficit from about 5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. So that's pretty good. So we're slowly getting there. Just right now, Freakazoid seems to not really like the Xfinity Series cars very much. And I can see why. Ooh, car feels a little loose right there. So I'm wondering if we're starting to feel that loose condition coming in. There's Austin Cindric in 3rd place. So we're rapidly closing the gap on him. As we come down to just 23 laps to go, I can definitely see the leaders up ahead of me. And now we're slowly closing further in. Plus, I think we got the fastest lap of the race just a few laps ago. But we'll have to see. Here we go. We're going to go underneath Austin Cindric. Down to the bottom we go. And we'll get him. So now the deficit is down to 3.8 seconds, because I can see that Chase Briscoe is still working with the lap traffic. But the question is, do we have the car to pass Chase Briscoe? A caution would definitely turn things around. Just keep an eye on everybody here. There's Landon Castle. He's a lap down. Now, I've kept this screen up here because I kind of wanted to see how fast we are actually catching the race leader, and every lap we've either equaled him or we have gained some ground, which is good news. Whoops, don't touch that blue line. Starting to lose a little bit to him because we touched that blue line down there. Now, there's no out of bounds here. There's no out of bounds, but at the same time, you don't want to hit that blue line, as we got caught up there by Colby Howard. Just wrong place, wrong time. Josh Williams let us through. Thank you. Now the deficit's down to 3.5 seconds behind Chase Briscoe. Austin Cindric is also behind us, too. Ooh, oh boy. Wow. Car got wicked loose on me. Probably because it's starting to unload a little bit, so I don't know. We just lost some time to the leader Chase Briscoe, so let's go back here because we can clearly see if we're catching Harrison Burton as well. But wow, that thing just into the wall. Yeah, we're starting to struggle here. This car is now, I feel like this car is now starting to struggle big time. Because I can feel the rear end is starting to kick out. Let me see. Yeah, our tires are really worn out, and wow. The game decided to just lag out right before we hit the wall. So, yeah, I think our car is wearing out. See if we can battle Austin Cindric here and get that 3rd position back. To be honest with you, it's not a bad points day for us. I mean, if we finish top 5, that's great. Ooh, Cindric! Cindric got caught up there with Mike Harmon. Mike Harmon got right there. Mike Harmon's going to stay upwards. And now this will give me an opportunity to get past Cindric, hopefully, with 17 to go. Down to the corner we go, and we will take that position away. Thank you very much. I'm going to stay up here and try to keep this car from not losing control. There's Vinnie Miller down at the bottom.
Still there.
Yeah, you know,
All clear.
I think what's going on with this car is that as we continue to go through the run here, and as the car unloads, it just feels like it's getting looser and looser and looser. But, be that as it may, this is definitely going to be a top 5 for us, as long as we don't do anything foolish. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I'm sawing on the wheel right now, because I'm trying to keep it in a straight line, but also try to keep it from spinning out. If we get a caution, then what's going to happen is that everybody's going to be coming to pit road, and then we might get screwed. So let's see how we can do here. Coming to the line. How many laps do we have left in this race? We have 15 laps to go. Oh, we're going to be catching Josh Balicki here, and we're going to be catching these guys at the wrong time. There we go. Okay, just got to get around Joe Graff Jr. here. Ah! Damn it! Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it! Nope. That's a caution. Well, that brought the deficit down, but again, our car is wicked loose. I don't know if we have enough to get past Briscoe and Burton. Well, let's see. It's going to be a 13-lap dash. But let's see what we can do. 13 laps to decide it all. Here we go. And green flag. Now, we will have a good accelerating car here, but... Oh, 11 laps to go. Okay. Get in behind Chase Briscoe and give him a nice little push past Harrison Burton. But now the main question, though, is can we get around him? But I think we kind of pushed Chase Briscoe way out in front. And remember, our car is very loose right now because of the worn tires. Yeah, see, it's very tight when it starts off. So this car is kind of feeling sick right now. And not the good type of sick. 10 to go this time. But I'll tell you one thing, we have not finished lower than second place in this entire season so far. In fact, we basically have had 3 wins and 3 second place, or well, 2 second place finishes at this point. This could be a third one. And also, Chase Briscoe might lock himself in. So Harrison Burton, who was the dominant car in this race, I don't think he's going to win this. But I think the big story of the day has to go to Jeffrey Earnhardt. Look at him in 4th place. I'm so happy to see him right there. That is impressive. Now let's see what happens here. Car got loose. Car's getting looser the longer we go. Yeah, this thing is... Yeah, this car's worn out. Look at our tires. They are completely screwed. So I think we're just going to have to hold firm right here with 8 laps to go. I mean, we are closing the gap slightly, but I do see Harrison Burton getting a little bit bigger in my rearview mirror, and look at that. Every time we get loose off of turn 2, that gives Chase Briscoe a little bit more of an advantage. If we get a caution again, that would put us in better shape to try and win this, but I don't think we can. Here comes Harrison Burton to the bottom. 7 to go this time. And now it looks like Jeffrey Earnhardt has fallen out of the top 5. Hopefully not out of the top 10. Hopefully he gets a good top 10 finish, because that'll also be a good points day for him. Okay, had a little bit better exit out of the corner. Let's take it down to the bottom again. I like Chase Briscoe's line because he just goes right up and then brings it down. He's almost diamonding the track a little bit. Alright, we're slowly starting to catch him with 6 to go, so I'm wondering if we found something here. He goes up high. I'm going to try down low, kind of here in the middle. Car didn't get loose on me there. And now we're within about 0.2 of a second of him, but I had to back off the gas just a hair. Otherwise, we'd end up in the wall. Coming to the line, we'll now have 5 laps to go. Keeping an eye on him and watching his lines, but what's going on is that my car gets loose off and tight in. So I'm just playing with the throttle right now because this thing just does not want to hug the corners. Plus, I'm also nursing a bad rear end because it's very loose. 4 laps to go. Now this is the closest that we've gotten to Chase Briscoe. See what we can do. Gonna try that bottom side, but don't want to get too hung up. Car got a little loose there. I felt it in the wheel. Let's give him a little bump. I'm going to see if I can intimidate him a little bit, but not quite. I probably could have taken the bottom side there, but you know, but you want to know why? With my car so loose, I would be going into the corner in the incorrect angle, and I would just lose the back end. So at this point, we just need to think big picture and just do what we can. See that? Car got loose, wicked loose right there. I mean, this has been a good... I mean, we did get stage points in stage 2. No, stage 1, excuse me. We fell out. Our tires are now brick red, as you can see down there.
2 laps to go.
Here we go, 2 to go. Let's see if we can make one last attempt to try and get around Chase Briscoe. If we can't, then we just gotta think big picture right now. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that we can get around Chase Briscoe. Unless Chase Briscoe does something weird right now, I think we're going to be content with another second place finish. But here we go, coming to the white flag, presented by Credit One Bank! No! Ah!
Fantastic job today.
Oh, man! Well, saved by the caution. Saved by the fact that the leader took the white flag. Well, we finished third. Man. Oh my god. So this game still has a rule that was one of the greater rules in NASCAR. There was an overtime line. Basically, in this situation, or back in the day, there was a set of 2 lines in the backstretch, where if the leader took the white flag and got to that overtime line, should a caution come out, the race would be over, and they wouldn't do a green-white checker. But wow, our tires were just a pain. The car just lost control, and we came home in the 3rd position. Saved by that rule. In fact, the people that were saying that it was the worst rule ever and said good riddance to it, guess what? That rule saved your favorite driver from finishing way back in the pack. So, Chase Briscoe won the race, Harrison Burton 2nd, and we finished 3rd. Jeffrey Earnhardt finished 6th. And let's see who the 2 cars were that fell out of the race. Oh, Alex LeBay and Anthony Alfredo. Too bad for them. But if you notice that the race time, it says everybody was a lap to 2 laps down, that's because when the caution came out, they did it 1 lap shy of the finish, and Chase Briscoe was the only one that crossed the line. And there was Harrison Burton spinning us out. In the point standings, you see we now have a bigger and commanding lead on Brennan Jones. But now Chase Briscoe, who is nowhere to be seen in here, he's down here in 16th, has locked himself in to the playoffs. So let's see. Chase Briscoe did get the fastest lap award. Probably Harrison Burton did get the most laps led. Most made up positions probably going to go to Chase Briscoe. Yep. And who got the tough break award? Was it Alex LeBay? Or who was it? Anthony Alfredo. Ah, because that engine blew up. Alright, so a 3rd place finish for us, which was not bad. We were able to keep it in 3rd place for the most part. And our next race is going to be at Bristol for the Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen 300. Then after that, we'll be heading to the Echo Park 250 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then we'll be heading to our first doubleheader of the year at Homestead, Miami, with a pair of 100-lap races. So we definitely have some long races coming up. And of course we have Talladega, and then of course there's Pocono, and then we'll be heading to the Indianapolis Roval. That race I'm very excited for. But if you notice, we're already at race number 7. We're just a few more races away from the start of the playoffs, which that is going to be fun. So anyway, everybody, that's going to do it for this race. Hope you all enjoyed it. Next time you see us, we'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway. If you guys like what you see, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well as comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care.